Over the weekend in a modern challenge, which is a tournament with hundreds of players, a green-white death and taxes list got 10th place. In the list by MTG Lucas, they played some very interesting cards. Malir the Living Cure, which is a 3/3 that says if you would get one or more poison counter, instead you get one poison counter and can't get additional poison counters this turn. Exile Malir the Living Cure. Choose another target creature or artifact. When it's put into the graveyard this turn, return it to the battlefield under its owner control. This paired with Solitude, which has a free evoke cost, means that you can exile 2 creatures on your opponent's battlefield and have a 3/2 left behind. This paired with 6 Giver Rune creatures, Aether Vial, Stoneforge Mystic, this deck seems very interesting to build around. This deck is also playing Leonin Arbiter, an old creature that says players can't search libraries. Any player may pay 2 generic mana for that player to ignore this effect until end of turn. While this 2 mana 2/2 seems unassuming, when paired with cards like Ghost Quarter and Besage You, it makes these into wastelands, which is one of the most powerful lands of all time and is banned in the modern format. While Death and Taxes and cards like Leonin Arbiter have completely disappeared from the modern format, it seems like it's at an all-time high because of the amount of fetch lands and non-basic lands in the format. Leonin Arbiter almost completely shuts off Wrenn and Six by itself. This paired with Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, which makes all non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, means that the amount of taxes on your opponent is going to be way too much. And with the modern format being at one of the most efficient points in existence, making your opponents pay 1 to 2 mana might seem minuscule, but it completely dominates the board state. And in today's video, we are going to show you just how good these taxes cards are. So let's hop into a league. We are on the play for the first match with a good 7, so we'll keep. Let's go Horizon Canopy Go. Opponent just goes Lango. Thalia, not a great draw, but we'll just slam our Thalia here. Saga. Opponent just goes Lango again. Skrelv, not a horrible draw, but our mana is too awkward to play that and something else, so we'll just play Archon. They just fetch a tapped land. We'll just attack them for 2 and say go. Opponent just goes Lango. Tap land, awkward draw. We'll just go straight to combat, see what happens. Opponent has a Leyline Binding. It's pretty good. And they take our Archon. That makes some sense. We'll just slam our Stoneforge, grab Sword of Fire and Ice, and play our land tapped. Say go. Oh, opponent plays Dwarven Mine. This is creativity. Opponent plays a Teferi, bounces Stoneforge Mystic, and says go. You draw a land. We'll just go to combat here, see what happens. Try and kill the Teferi here. They just let that happen. So we'll play Skrelv and another Stoneforge, and this one will grab Cauldra, and we'll say go. We're also holding up Solitude, so if they do have creativity here, it won't resolve. Opponent fetch shocks and goes for the creativity, but we have the Solitude. Thalia looking really awesome here. And the opponent concedes. Let's get on to sideboarding. Trimming on 1 toughness creatures for Gaddock Teagues and Rest in Peace. For game 2, our 7 looks really powerful, so we'll keep. Opponent does tapped land, says go. We'll play Plaza of Heroes and our Aether Vial. Probably the only draw I would have played over Giver here. Opponent just wear tears our Aether Vial. Gaddock Teague, fine draw. We will just play Leonin Arbiter and say go. Opponent has a Prismatic Ending for our Leonin Arbiter and to fetch land. I think it was a great draw. Play Gaddock Teague into Giver, and we have to play it this way because this can make a white mana now and cast Giver. Say go. Opponent goes Land Fable. Looks like we're untapping with Giver, which is huge. And we drew a Stoneforge. I will play Stoneforge and Rest in Peace, grabbing Sword of Fire and Ice just in case something happens to our Stoneforge, and Rest in Peace. And no attacks, just hold up Giver to protect my creatures. And they discard Leyline and Indomitable, which are both uncastable from Gaddock Teague. Amazing. Opponent attacks. We don't care about killing the Shaman here. Just play as safe as possible because we're very far ahead. Wrenn and Six does literally nothing. And they just tick up. And we're untapping with Sophie plus equip on a creature here. Land's not a bad draw. We will activate Stoneforge, put in Sword, equip our Gaddock Teague, attack with Teague. Don't care about killing Wrenn because it does nothing here. And we will kill their Goblin Shaman. And we drew a Besage You. That's also just a fantastic draw. Opponent has a Teferi. It's a fine draw. Bouncing Giver. Guess we'll protect Gaddock Teague from white. Opponent plays a land. Just ticks up with Wrenn. And they just pass. Another land, not a horrible draw, but we'll lead on attacks with Gaddock Teague. Opponent has a Besage You. It's a pretty good one. So they do get to kill our Gaddock Teague. We'll kill both their Dwarf tokens. So they do have a Besage You that can kill the Reflection. We'll use our Horizon Canopy. Draw another land. Just play a land, Archon, and hold up Besage You this turn. Opponent bolts our Archon. Just says go. Drew a Giver, so we'll just double Giver here. Play a land and say go. And the opponent has double creativity. We can kill one of them, but not both. And that's just going to do it for us. Get into game 3. Game 3 was a huge non-game. We ended up mulling to 5. The opponent just had a bunch of removal spells, and we basically couldn't do anything because our Leonin Arbiters didn't really do much. So overall, this game was pretty much a wash. So let's see you guys in match number 2. Just a friendly reminder to leave a subscribe. It really helps me out, and it's free to do. On the play for match 2 with an Aether Vial, so we got to keep. Go turn 1 Plaza Vial. Turn 1 Besage You Birds for the opponent. I'd assume this is Yawgmoth, so we'll go Besage You into activating Vial for Skrelv, and then we can play one of our white 2-drop. We'll play Thalia. Opponent goes Dryad Arbor, Strangleroot. Take a Vial, Plains. Not a great draw. We'll just play another Aether Vial, and then flash on Leonin Arbiter if we need to. Attack with Thalia, and they won't block. Opponent plays land and attacks with Geist. Can't block with with a scroll. An opponent says go. We will not vial in the Arbiter because we want to tax the Verdant. Oh god, I messed up. I accidentally ticked up the vial. We draw a Canopy. We'll instantly crack it. Drawing a Stoneforge. Guess we are casting that one. And we'll grab Stone or Sword of Fire and Ice to start killing some of their creatures. And attack with Thalia. No blocks from the opponent. Opponent plays land and attacks Geist. We will not block. Opponent fetches post combat. Plays a Jarl's Messenger, which is okay. We'll just say go. We will tick up both vials here. Trying to get Vial to 5 to cast Solitude. Land was a great draw. Now we can put in the sword and equip and make it unblockable. So we'll make this unblockable from green. Attack with Thalia. Opponent ends up having to Besage you, which is okay. Opponent plays land and attacks with Messenger. We'll just take 3. Opponent just passes the turn. Okay, so we'll tick up the 4 to 5 and keep 2 on 2. Ganjo, not a bad draw. Crack Canopy, hit another Stoneforge. We'll just attack with Thalia here. They chump block here, and we'll just say go. Hold up our vials. Oh no, it looks like our opponent's going for Cord. Yes. We'll put in our Leonin Arbiter. And opponent doesn't search. So sad. On the end step, we will vial in our Solitude and kill the Messenger. I believe we have lethal here because we can just find Cauldron off a Stoneforge Mystic and then attack. So we will pay for the Leonin Arbiter, activate Stoneforge, or activate vial, put in Stoneforge, grab Cauldron, activate the new Stoneforge, put in Cauldron, and this is 5. This is Xaxes. So we'll just go to combat and attack them. And that's game 1. We're getting into sideboarding. Take out the Thalias and Archons for some removal spells and graveyard hate. For game 2, our hand has hate, but just nowhere to go with it, so this is a mole. This 7 is fine. We'll just put back a Besage you. Turn goes Landbird. Drawing another Stoneforge. Not the best draw in the whole world. Opponent plays a Wall of Roots and a bird and another bird. We draw a Soulless Jailer, but it doesn't look very good on this board, so we'll just play a Stoneforge and grab a Cauldron, then say go. Opponent plays Strangleroot Geist into an Eldritch. Attack us for 3. We'll just take it. They put a counter on Strangleroot. We'll wait for this to be in the graveyard to actually use our Solitude. Okay, now it is in the graveyard. We will use our Solitude, pitching Leonin Arbiter because they have enough mana on the battlefield, and we'll try and kill Yawg. Sack another bird. So now they do have our Stoneforge Mystic just dead. They let the Solitude resolve. Strangleroot comes back and they draw another card, but that's the end of Yawgmoth. And then our opponent has the Thoughtseize. Discard another Stoneforge. Drew a Giver. We'll just play Soulless Jailer and say go though. Opponent plays a Grist, ticks up and mills the Blooming Marsh. Draw a Ghost Quarter. We'll just play Giver here. Play Ghost Quarter and say go. Opponent plays another Strangleroot Geist and down ticks their Grist. Yep, and they just kill our Giver. But Soulless Jailer does stop Strangleroots from coming back. Block the Geist. Take 1 point. A Solitude. Well, we're gonna Ghost Quarter ourselves so we can actually cast our Sanctifier here. Grab a basic Plains and cast our Sanctifier. And then we'll just say go. They just tick up Grist and play another wall and a land. Ooh. We draw an Aether Vial. We'll just play that. And then we'll just pass the turn. Opponent fetch Dryad Arbor in the end step there. Cast another Thoughtseize. Goodbye, Solitude. They down tick Grist, trying to kill our Soulless Jailer, and it'll happen. They ship in for 3. No blocks for us. Draw a Horizon Land. I'll just pop that instantly. Hit a Giver. That's actually a great draw. We'll be able to kill this Grist next turn and maybe stabilize the board. Opponent plays a Hierarch and attacks us for 4. No blocks again. And they took up a Grist. We'll vial in our Giver here. Let's go, Giver! Draw a Plaza. Not the greatest draw, but we'll go to kill the Grist right now. Pro green, and we take down Grist. We'll play land and say go. Opponent attacks with everything. We're down to 2, and they do have lethal on board next turn. We just have to draw something good here though. Oh, I did not mean to tick vial up again. But we didn't draw anything good, so we'll move on to game 3. For game 3, our starter just has 1 green source. We gotta put it back. This is a great 6, so we'll keep it and put back a Solitude. Go Plains go. Opponent goes Yavimaya Bird. Draw a land, which is not bad. We will go Leonin Arbiter and just say go. Opponent goes Wall into Thoughtseize. Probably gonna take our sword. Opponent takes the Melira. Interesting take. And then cast a Yawgmoth. And we top deck a Soulless Jailer, so I feel fine just playing sword out here and saying go. Please no Yawgmoth. Opponent just plays 2 Wall Roots. Land's not a bad draw, so we will just play our Rest in Peace, resolves, and then we will equip our Leonin Arbiter with a sword and just say go because they can just block with the O5. I'm gonna place a Crime Punishment, destroying our sword. Instant. And they just say go. Ooh, we top deck a Stoneforge Mystic. Fantastic draw. Pay for the Leonin Arbiter and then cast Stoneforge. Grab Cauldron. Cauldron to hand and say go. Opponent Besage use our Rest in Peace. Just grab a Plains. Good thing we paid for the Leonin Arbiter. We'll just say go though. Opponent just says land go. Draw Sanctifier. We will just activate Stoneforge, put in Cauldron, and then play our Soulless Jailer and attack. Opponent just chump block the Wall of Roots. Opponent just passes the turn back without doing anything. Ooh, a Ganjo. Not horrible. Lead on an attack again. No blocks from the opponent. We'll just play Sanctifier and say go. Hold up double Canopy crack and then also Ganjo. Opponent does nothing on our end step. Opponent finally top decks a Yawg. Definitely a scary position, but they just say go. They don't even cast any spells or sack any creatures. We will go land and attack with Sanctifier and Germ. Opponent blocks with the wall and takes 5. Guess we will crack crack up Canopy in case you draw Path or Solitude. Giver. Oh, we will cast that. Again, opponent does nothing with the Yawg. Definitely interesting. I don't cast the Grist. They down tick. Sacking will presumably killing Soulless Jailer. Yep, sack their Yawgmoth, targeting our Phyrexian Germ. But their life total is pretty low. Not sure if they're going to be able to do anything from here. Sacks their bird. Cast an Eldritch. Sacrificing the wolf. And they forgot Leonin Arbiters on the battlefield. Fantastic. Okay, we'll crack our Canopy here. Solitude. Fantastic draw. And the opponent conceives before we even draw there. Let's get into match number 3. In match number 3, we got paired up against 4-color elementals, which is by far the hardest matchup. The opponent just ended up having a Risen Reef game 1 into a Solitude or into a Fury the next turn and just absolutely wiped us out, and we just drew too many lands. Our sideboard built for this matchup, so we end up literally having no cards to bring in for this matchup, which was absolutely awful. And then into game 2, we have a pretty, mediocre hand. Our Vial gets pending, which was horrible for us. We ended up like slamming out our creatures and trying to deal with it, and then they just have EE after EE into more removal spells and like Omnath, and this game was just way over before it started. So just moving on to match number 4, another really big non-game for us. On the play for match 4 with a decent hand, so we'll keep. Go Plains go. Opponent goes turn 2 Ragavan. We'll go turn 2 Melira. Dodges Unholy Heat and blocks Ragavan profitably. Opponent goes fetch, play a Ledger Shudder and a Bobble. Discarding Emery. Bobble us. See a Lion Sash. We'll just play our Stoneforge Mystic out here. I think I'm gonna pick up Sword of Fire and Ice rather than Cauldron. Springleaf Drum, interesting. Assume they're on Urza Saga then. Opponent plays an Aether Spellbomb as well. Goes to bounce my Melira, so we'll just use Solitude and kill both their creatures. Kill Shudder, sack Melira, bring back Solitude, and kill the monkey. Pretty amazing turn for us. And now we get to equip Sword to Solitude next turn. Draw a Ghost Quarter, we'll play that, and we will slam the sword on the Solitude so fast. Attack opponent for 5, and then shoot them in the face for 2. Draw another land, not the greatest. Don't cast an EI. They play a Scalding Tarn out of exile, off the EI, and then they just heat our Mystic. Ooh, Leonin Arbiter, such a good draw. But we'll swing them for 7 first. And a Boseiju. Too bad we don't have a legend. Nice lands, opponent. Mwahaha! Let's get into sideboarding. Taking Melira and our bad graveyard hate out for Rest in Peace and pro red creatures. Our 7's a little slow, but has really good cards in it, so we'll keep. Turn 1 Springleaf Drum from the opponent. Ooh, Forge Tinder off the top. Amazing draw. Just play that and say go. Opponent plays Saga into Needle. Naming Melira. Nice. Ooh, Arbiter off the top. I think we're supposed to play the Arbiter here. No attacks, just in case of Ragavan. Dang, they did have the land. Drew a sword. Pretty good draw, but we'll just say go. And make a Saga token. We'll just kill the Urza Saga here, and we'll sack our Forge Tender to keep Leonin Arbiter alive. Bolt our Arbor, then play land. Ghost Quarter, perfect. Play Thalia. Opponent casts a 3-mana EI. Being Grinding Station, uncastable for them. Another Saga. Land was not a bad draw. Gonna play Archon here. And attack with Thalia. Opponent just attacks for 3. We'll take it. Another Thalia. We'll just play a Sanctifier and then say go and Ghost Quarter the Saga. Unholy Heats our Thalia in response. We'll just Ghost Quarter the Saga. Just say go here. I'm gonna cast an EI, but that's their only spell for the turn. On attacks, I think we are supposed to double block here, and before they can cast a spell, we will kill the other construct, and they cast their Amber and just play a land. Land off the top, slam the sword, and not attack. Again, just worried about Ragavan. Seiju, not a horrible draw. We'll equip and attack. Damage hits, shoot the opponent for 2, drew a land. We'll play Soulless Jailer. Opponent finds another Saga. I'd like to find a green source so we can Boseiju it. Just go to attack, Rest in Peace with Fine Draw, shoot the opponent, Aether Vial, play Rest in Peace, and our Aether Vial. Opponent just plays a fetch land and says go. Another Vial. Guess I'm supposed to trade for the construct here. Doesn't feel great. Think that's the only play we have. Equip Soulless Jailer and play our other Vial. Opponent makes another construct. Finds Haywire Might on another Saga. It's the 4th one. Stoneforge Mystic's not a bad one. We'll just pass the turn though. Opponent kills our Sophie, but that means that now that we're gonna have a Cauldron complete, we will not block construct. Opponent plays a Ragavan. All right, we'll put in Stoneforge. Pick up Cauldron. Ooh, and we untap. Fantastic. Took up both of our Vials. Solitude. It's pretty good. Guess we'll just play land and say go. Now we can cast our Solitude or put in Cauldron. Keep our opponent guessing. Opponent makes another construct. Opponent attacks with everything, so we will cast a Solitude, kill a construct, and I'll just block here and take 6. Opponent has a Ledger Shredder into a Breach, just to connive away a land. Leonin Arbiter. Well, we just have to say go here. Hope they let us block with Cauldron. Opponent casts a Bobble, cast a Breach, and discards a Bobble off the connive. Opponent attacks with everything, so let's Stoneforge Mystic in the Cauldron and see what happens. Yep, opponent bounces the Germ, Vial in our Arbiter, block here, and block here. We will go to 1 this way. Oh, that was a huge punt. Let's get into match or game 3. For game 3, we have another nod game. They just have a turn 1 Ragavan. We don't have an answer. They kill all of our creatures, and we just get tempoed out way too hard. They ended up getting a giver, and that was just basically the game from there. We just couldn't do anything. We were too far behind and just couldn't catch up ever. So let's get into game 5 or match 5, and let's hope that it's a little bit better. And I'll see y'all there. For match 5, we're on the play, and we have a great 7, so we'll keep. We'll go turn 1 Skrelv and say go. Opponent goes turn 1 Fetch for Mountain, and just Lava Darts or Skrelv. Archon's a good draw. And we'll grab Cauldron. Opponent goes land, Swift Spear, and Bolts or Stoneforge, and attacks us for 2. Vial's an awkward draw, but we'll just play another Stoneforge and grab a Sophie and say go. Opponent plays out a Soulscar Mage. Looks like they're on Prowess. They attack, we will not block because we know they have a dart in the yard. So no matter what, they could kill our Stoneforge if they want, and they let us untap. This means that we have Cauldron, so we'll just say go and block with it. Opponent just fetches a Steam Vents on our end step. Opponent cast an EI, cast a Mishra's Bauble off of the EI. They crack Bauble and they're sending it into the team, so we'll block with Cauldron. Kill the Soulscar Mage because it's just a better prowess creature. Another no land. So we'll just say go and put in the Sword of Fire and Ice on their end step. They just fetch for another Steam Vents. Another EI for them. They hit a DRC off the EI. Opponent just plays a land and says go though. We'll put in the sword. Well, we will go to equip Stoneforge Mystic with the sword. They just have an Unholy Heat for it. And I'll hold back for 1 turn, then we'll start attacking with the germ. They are on white as well. Interesting. Opponent leads on a Bauble into another expressive iteration. They exile another Bauble. But when they have a Spriteless Dragon, seems like us just not drawing lands is going to catch up to us. Opponent attacks for 5 in the air. Could be 7 with a Lava Dart. Opponent just plays tap land, says go though. And we finally hit a land. Great. I think our only out is to equip the sword and just hope that we draw something good off of it, like a Solitude or something. And they don't see that they have Lava Dart to save their creatures. So we will hit the Sprite Dragon. If they have a spell, we are just dead. Yep, they bolt us. And that's going to do it. We are just dead on board here. They have too much damage, and we just drew too poorly. So we'll get into sideboarding. We'll bring in Pro Red in our Graveyard Hate from Malira and Leonin Arbiter. For game 2, our starter has a protection spell and the best creature in the matchup, so we'll keep. We will go land Skrelv. Yep, and they just have the Lava Dart to kill it. Another land, not a great draw, but we'll just go land go. Whoa, they just play Soulscar and don't have a land. So we will go Archon and say go. Hope they don't have a bolt here. They attack. I don't think I'm blocking here. This does enable light up the stage, but that's really about it. They play another creature. Lion Sash. And I'll try and eat the Lava Dart right now. It works. And we'll say go. Might as well as attack because I'm not blocking with this Archon in a million years. Opponent just plays another Swift Spear and just attacks in. We draw a Skrelv, but we're just going to be casting 2 Solitudes in a row. Attack in for 4 or for 3. We could Ghost Quarter them off of blue because I highly doubt they have an island, but we're not going to do that. Opponent cast a Vapor Snag on our Archon. Then they cast a Bauble. They Bauble us. And they Unholy Heat our Lion Sash. So we will cast an Archon or a Solitude, killing Soulscar. Then we will pitch cast, pitching Skrelv to kill one of the Swift Spears. Draw a Vial. We will attack for 3, play Archon, and hit their Steam Vents. Yep, they don't have a basic island, so I could have gotten Aether Vial down, but I don't think it really matters. I think the 1 point of life is more important. If they play a Soulscar and say go, I will attack with both of our creatures. They take 5, and then we will play another Archon. And opponent scoops them up. We'll get into game 3 and see if we can take it down. Starting hand has a Pro Red, Aether Vial, and removal spells, so I think we got to keep. Opponent leads on Soulscar. Another land, not great. I believe I'm going to lead on Vial here. At max, we'll take 2 to 5 damage off this, but investing in the Vial now is just better. Yeah, and I'd rather the Prismatic Ending hit Vial than my Forge Tender, so I think this is okay. Give her a Soulscar, because it's the better creature, and then play our Forge Tender. Another Swift Spear. We will make a block, take 1. And another creature for the opponent. We'll play Skrelv and Arthalia, and say go. Opponent plays another creature, and no attacks. Lion Sash, great draw, and we'll say go. Bauble for the opponent. They bauble us. Opponent attacks with everything. We will go block with Pro Red and Lion Sash, make the Sash a 3/3, and try and eat the Soulscar here. And it just worked. We top deck a Solitude, another great draw for us. This means that we can reconfigure the Lion Sash onto the Solitude and start gaining a bunch of life. An opponent just says land go. We will cast our Solitude, kill a Swift Spear, configure onto Solitude. We will eat their Soulscar and then attack for 6 lifelink. And we're up to 15. Opponent's down to 12. And I'll just say go. Opponent does nothing again. We'll just go land into attack. Hit for another 6. We're up to 21. Opponent's down to 6. There you go. We do just have lethal next turn with Skrelv making this unblockable, and we take it down. Overall, the deck was very fun, and a 2-3 is not a bad record to have, especially with Death and Taxes. I will say overall, I think the Malira was just unusable the entire league. The card was just very underwhelming and just never really got to use it with Solitude. I do think the green splash is somewhat reasonable, especially with Leonin Arbor plus Besage You, but Malira just felt really horrible. The sideboard card cards really did feel, you know, reasonable with Gaddock and Outland Liberator specifically, but it just seems like Melira is not the card for us, and that I'd be on basically any other 2-drop or 3-drop in this deck. Specifically, missing cards like Flicker Wisp and whatnot was definitely a downfall for the deck, and I think that in the future I would just be packing more 3-drops and get rid of Melira completely. And, you know, Leonin Arbor was definitely fun. Not sure if it was actually that competitive, but overall the deck was super good. I hope you all enjoyed the league. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next one.